Welcome back to Football Daily for an XI of stars that could sign a pre-contract agreement from January the 1st. We haven't included anyone in our recent video on 5 players holding their club to ransom, or stated the obvious in Kylian Mbappe, but there are still some huge names on this list. Let's go. Goalkeeper, Andrea Onana. The biggest free agent this summer among the goalkeeping community is without doubt Ajax's Andrea Onana, who finally returned to action in a recent Champions League clash with Besiktas. The Cameroon number 1 has been missing for his club side since January the 31st, after serving a 9-month ban for a doping violation. During this prolonged period away, his transfer-marked net worth has shrunk by almost 2/3. Having hit the £40 million mark in December 2019. But with much of the current campaign still to run, the 25-year-old should have plenty of chances to inspire his suitors once more. Ajax's director Mark Overmars has already confirmed that Onana will not be sticking around in Amsterdam, and Inter Milan are rumoured to be early favourites for his signature. Samir Handanovic isn't getting any younger at 37, so there is a clear keeping vacancy on the blue side of the San Siro. However, 90 Mins believes Antonio Conte wants Onana at Spurs to replace Lloris, adding more fuel to this story. Let's see who can turn on the charm offensive first come the new year. Left back, Cesar Azpilicueta. Chelsea might be riding high under Thomas Tuchel, but a mini defensive crisis could be on the horizon. Antonio Rudiger and Andreas Christensen are both stalling on new deals at Stamford Bridge, leaving them open to pre-contract agreements with foreign sides from January the 1st. There is hope that both will end up staying, but whether the same can be said for Cesar Azpilicueta is becoming increasingly unclear. The 32-year-old is yet to receive new terms from the Blues despite his own contract expiring in August. Should nothing change, it would call time on a stellar 10-year stint in West London that has delivered 2 Premier League titles and a Champions League from across almost 450 appearances. What's more, the Spaniard looks to have a concrete change of scene on the horizon. Reports in both England and Spain claim the defender is high on Xavi's summer wish list at Barcelona, while El Nacional believes Azpi is keen on the move too. This news will certainly break some hearts at Chelsea. But fear not, as El Nacional also reported that Roman Abramovich is preparing a magnificent farewell for his captain when it comes to saying goodbye. Centre-back, Niklas Schulz. When a key man for one of Europe's best sides looks like he might become available, it's no surprise to see other giants prepare for a move. And that's the case for Bayern Munich centre-back Nicolas Schulz, who could be coming to the end of a 5-year stint with the German Behemoths after joining from Hoffenheim for €20 million in 2017. It's easy to forget that Süle is only 26 years old, having made his Bundesliga breakthrough when he was just 18 back in 2013. However, his time at Bayern has been marred by injuries, having missed 46 games since a serious knee injury in October 2019, although when on the pitch, the 6'5" German has been imperious. First choice when fit, the 37-capped international has made over 150 appearances in Bavaria. However, the front office have made it clear, thanks to an estimated €150 million loss during the pandemic, Süle won't be getting a raise on his current contract terms of around €65,000 a week, if he wants to stick around. Chelsea is said to be on alert, and he could prove a tidy replacement for Tony Rudiger, so let's see what happens next. Centre-back, Matthias Ginter. The second German on our list, Matthias Ginter is growing ever more frustrated at Borussia Mönchengladbach. Not only has the 27-year-old watched his side go backwards this term, currently 13th in the Bundesliga after a recent 6-0 mauling by Freiburg, the player reportedly lacks personal appreciation from the club's officials as they look to extend his current deal. Similar to Süle's situation at Bayern, Gladbach are struggling to offer Ginter improved terms, with the club's sporting director Max Eberl admitting back in August, "We're simply not in a position at the moment to tender an adequate offer that is appropriate for a German international who played a significant role at the European Championships." According to Sports Bild, these financial shortcomings plus the club's decline has left Ginter very unhappy. As Eberl alluded to, the 46-cap German will have no shortage of interest from sides capable of matching the player's status. Inter Milan have been heavily linked with Ginter in recent weeks, along with Tottenham and Bayern Munich. So unless Die Fohlen can find some cash soon, Ginter's 5-year stint at Borussia Park could be about to reach a sorry conclusion. Right back, Nussei Mazrawi. One of the most interesting free agents set to hit the market next summer is Ajax's Moroccan right back Nussei Mazrawi. Only just 24 and with 5 years of Eredivisie experience to his name, Mazrawi has made it clear he's prepared to move on from the Dutch Giants, having originally joined their youth structure at age 7. Talks of extending his contract have so far stalled, with the player recently admitting the longer it took, the less likely he was to stay. This is bad news for the Golden Zonen, as Mazrawi is currently enjoying the form of his life. Prior to this season, he'd only ever scored 4 times and assisted twice for Ajax in the league in Europe, but he already has beaten that tally this term with 7 goal involvements so far. Defensively, he's remained solid too. Currently averaging a massive 2.8 tackles per game in the Champions League, Mazraoui is regularly contributing 2 clearances and interceptions every domestic encounter. Any side looking for an attack-minded fullback should be eyeing up the Moroccan international. Arsenal, Leeds and even Manchester City are all reportedly interested, so expect a dogfight for Mazraoui's signature come January the 1st. Centre mid, Sorrentin Tolisso. Big things were expected of Sorrentin Tolisso when Bayern Munich laid down over €40 million to bring the 22-year-old to Bavaria, but things haven't quite worked out as planned. A lot of that is down to the Frenchman's horrendous injury record, which has seen the midfielder miss 84 games in his 4.5 years with the club. In fact, Tolisso hasn't topped 800 minutes of league action since his debut with Bayern, with his time on the sidelines ultimately seeing him drop down the pecking order, and it's almost inevitable that he'll be leaving the club for free at the end of the campaign. Still only 27, he should be reaching the prime of his career, so it's no surprise there are a few teams still interested in his services. Jose Mourinho's Roma and Antonio Conte's Spurs are said to be keen, as well as Eddie Howe's Newcastle United. We wonder if Tolisso will be feeling his own mortality and make the switch to St James's Park, where he'll undoubtedly be one of the first names on the team sheet when fit, as well as cashing a bumper paycheck. Centre mid, Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba's situation at Manchester United is no secret. The Frenchman is rapidly approaching the end of his contract at Old Trafford, 6 years after the Red Devils broke the transfer record to sign him for over £90 million. There have been some high moments, some low moments, and plenty of drama. Yet ultimately, there will be no love lost from both parties should Pogba leave. The Telegraph even reported that United would be more inclined to let him go for free this summer than sell him in January, such is the state of affairs. Step in Mino Raiola, the super agent tasked with engineering Pogba's next adventure. The Italian only recently told German media that the former Juventus star had received several offers on the continent, suggesting a pre-contract agreement was close. One of those isn't coming from the Bundesliga, however, with Raiola adding, Pogba to Bayern, impossible, they're not paying this kind of salary. So it looks like Ralf Rangnick will be the last United manager to tackle the Pogba conundrum before the 28-year-old leaves the club for the last time. Centre mid, Fabio Carvalho. Fulham fans look away now, as next is your 19-year-old sensation Fabio Carvalho. The Cottagers playmaker is being tracked by a host of European giants including Barcelona, Real Madrid and Liverpool, and it's not hard to see why. Having burst onto the scene with a Premier League goal against Southampton, Carvalho has continued to impress. His 4 goals and 1 assist from just 9 starts has helped propel Fulham to the top of the Championship as they hunt an immediate return to the top flight under Marco Silva. The White supporters will be praying Carvalho joins them for that journey. But with the Portuguese-born Englishman so far rejecting a new deal beyond the summer and refusing to renegotiate terms until his new agent is confirmed in 2022, that doesn't look likely. George Mendes is favourite to take him on, and that could spell genuine disaster for Fulham. The Daily Mail believes the Portuguese super agent wants to whisk Carvalho straight off to Liverpool, inspired by Harvey Elliott's own successful transition from West London to Merseyside. But should a club on the continent come calling instead, Fulham will be powerless to stand in Carvalho's way. Forward, Ousmane Dembélé. It looks like the end is close for Ousmane Dembélé at Barcelona. The Frenchman, signed for a massive £120 million back in 2017, has largely frustrated at the Camp Nou, missing 100 games with multiple injuries, just 24 fewer than he's played in, and only ever scoring 30 times. Even so, his new boss Xavi is keen on the winger staying in Catalonia, while the Blaugrana president Joan Laporta recently proclaimed him better than Mbappe. Believe that if you will. Barcelona's main issue has been getting Dembélé to agree new terms. The club have understandably pushed for the 24-year-old to accept a reduction on his reported £210,000 a week deal. However, his agent has refused to accept such conditions, with media claiming he is searching for a Ballon d'Or level wage for his clients. Surprise, surprise, rumours are circulating that Newcastle United could be willing to meet his demands, but Chelsea too are also emerging as a potential destination. The player doesn't actually want to leave Barca anytime soon, meaning we might only find out in springtime just where the former Dortmund star plans to head next. Forward, Alexandre Lacazette. It's fair to say it's been a mixed time for Alexandre Lacazette at Arsenal. The 30-year-old is coming to the end of his 5-year stay at the Emirates, having joined from Lyon in 2017 for £48 million. The striker has reached double figures in every Premier League season in North London, proving an influential member of the squad under 3 different managers. But with Mikel Arteta at the helm, his game time has steadily dropped, as although he started more than half the games last season, it was his first where he failed to top 2,200 minutes, despite ending as the club's top scorer. And this campaign, Lacazette ranks 13th in the squad for minutes and has just 2 goals to his name. This comes just weeks after Arteta stated Lacazette would remain an important player, and with the realisation he isn't, Laca is now considering his options. Sevilla are among a few Spanish sides interested in the former French international, while West Ham are also keen, having previously attempted to sign him the same summer he moved to Arsenal. The recent Aubameyang situation might have changed the state of play slightly, but Lacazette's time in North London still looks done. Forward, Andrea Belotti. We round off this XI with Andrea Belotti, who has been one of Serie A's most consistent strikers in recent years. The Italian netted 92 goals in his first 6 seasons with Torino, with the high watermark coming in 2016-17 when he scored 26 times. Still only 27 years old, he's been linked with several sides in the past, but understandably, Torino were reluctant to let their talisman leave the Stadio Olimpico. But with his contract now ticking down, the Euro 2020 winner will be finally free to move on, and Il Toro may regret not securing his future soon. If it wasn't for Belotti's 13 goals last season, the Turin club would almost certainly have fallen to Serie B. That said, they've actually coped fine with their star striker largely injured this term. Belotti has scored just twice and missed half the campaign, but his side are comfortably in mid-table and weighing up a future without their number 9. That's not to say they won't tie him down if they can, but with the likes of AC Milan, Inter Milan, Juventus, Lazio, Arsenal and West Ham all interested in making Belotti one of their own, they should maybe just enjoy what's left of his time in Torino. So that's our XI of players available for a pre-contract agreement from January the 1st, but who do you think is actually going to be on the move? Let us know in the comments down below. Make sure you like and subscribe to Football Daily with the notification bell switched on, and we'll see you next time.